In March, Siouxland News first brought you the story of a retired Siouxland judge who admitted he allowed the winning attorneys in some cases to write his rulings. The news of Edward Jacobson's actions surfaced in a Plymouth County divorce case, raising many questions about whether the practice is ethical or even legal. As a result, 2 independent reviewers were appointed by the Iowa State Supreme Court Administrator Todd Nuccio in March to conduct an investigation on the former Northwest Iowa judge. During a deposition prior to the investigation, Jacobson told lawyers that in more than 200 divorce cases, he had attorneys write the final ruling without telling the opposing attorneys, according to the state's findings. And just last month, the formal investigation released 13 confirmed cases where the former Northwest Iowa judge had those rulings ghostwritten. Now the people whose lives were impacted, they're coming forward. Our Yetzka Warren sat down with some of these families.
That's right. I spoke with 3 of the 13 people. These parents lost custody of their children, and now they hope they can reopen their cases with the court.
I kind of just froze.
Lacey Bird couldn't believe it when she found out her case was one of 13 cases where state investigators found former Judge Edward Jacobson had winning attorneys ghostwrite his rulings. Bird lost custody of her daughter a little over 2 years ago after Jacobson granted custody to her ex-husband.
I miss out on multiple things of her in her life, school, events, special activities, and just being with her. So it's been a life-changing experience.
Bird was number 6 on the list of those 13 cases and says it's been a difficult experience.
It's terrible. You know, you put your faith into these people, and then this happens. I trusted the judge and I trusted the lawyers, and look where it's at now.
Jose Fernando Wauran-Castro, also among the 13, lost custody of his 3 children, a battle he says left him in emotional distress.
For me, it was horrible. I mean, I don't have no words to explain to him. The only can say is I feel so bad that people like that person that's professional, they have very rank, decide very good things, go so down like that.
Wauran-Castro's divorce case was ruled in Plymouth County back in 2015. His case was number 5 on the list, gathered in a formal investigation by Robert Hutchison and former state court administrator David Boyd, who were appointed by Iowa State Court Administrator Todd Nuccio. The 40-page review found that Jacobson used proposed orders from opposing attorneys as the final say without notifying the other parties in the case. Even though there are only 13 confirmed cases, Jacobson has admitted directing one of the counsels to write the final ruling after a contested trial a couple hundred times, according to page 7 of the review.
And it's for me hard to know that it's still corruption everywhere in the world, especially people that do law. You trust the people too much. And I can be lost right now. I cannot be here right now. I can be homeless because of the situation that happens to me just because one person didn't want to do his job.
During his 16-year career, Jacobson tried around 2,000 divorce cases. Chad Crassell, also cited in the 13, lost custody of his daughter, saying the opposing attorney wrote the proposed order in favor of his ex-wife.
That makes it extremely difficult for not only a father to trust the judicial system that's obviously broken, but also in order to make sure that my daughter has the best relationship with both parents. And that's ultimately what any father or parent really wants.
Attorney Roseanne Plun addressed Jacobson's improper actions earlier this year and has been in contact with Bird, Wauran-Castro, and Crassell, in addition to most of the others on the list. And she's encouraging them to file a complaint with the Iowa Supreme Court Attorney Disciplinary Board.
Every attorney that engaged in this behavior, that actually wrote the ghostwritten opinion, they actually violated several ethical rules as well, because they should have said, I know better. Your Honor, I'm not going to do this. They should have actually stood up and said that.
We reached out to Jacobson's attorneys, but they said they had no comment at this time. Now, if you believe your case was improperly conducted, we'll have a link to the application for the Iowa Supreme Court Attorney Disciplinary Board in the story on our website, SiouxlandNews.com.